Continuamos desde Belmont Park. Nos acompaña nuevamente nuestro amigo Steve Haskins, el hombre del Derby Dozen, del Daily Racing 40, del The Blood Horse. Steve Haskins, el admirador número uno de Cañonero, siempre pendiente de Cañonero. Hace algunos instantes conversaba con Gustavo Ávila. Y bueno, vamos a escuchar a Steve Haskins a ver qué le agrada para el venidero Belmont Stakes. Steve, nice to talk to you again. I was telling that
I can still hear the cries of Viva Cañonero. I can still hear them after 44 years.
dice que todavía después de 44 años oye a la gente llorando por Cañonero. We was telling that you already talked to Gustavo Ávila and you are the #1 fan of Cañonero II. Talking about this 146 Belmont Stakes, what do you think about the race? Do you think that California Chrome could finally make the dream that Steve Coburn had some time, that he would buy a horse with 4 white legs and win the Triple Crown?
It is a dream story. I mean, it's one of these fairy tales that you would think would have a happy ending. I've seen so many of these fairy tales that didn't have a happy ending, so you're always a little bit skeptical and you have to wonder, is this going to happen? Is this going to be the year? But this horse has such a following. People love this horse so much that if he doesn't win, it's going to be hard to get excited over future Triple Crown attempts, because this horse has such a strong personality. People absolutely love this horse. I mean, there's songs written about him and poems. He's got fan clubs everywhere. You know, they're giving away nasal strips, as souvenirs at the racetracks.
Twitter, have a website.
Yeah, exactly. So every place you look, and all stations on TV that normally don't cover racing, you'll see it on there. Fox News and CNN and
Meridiano Televisión.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, everybody's caught up in this,
Okay.
and I think they want it very, very badly after 36 years.
Nos decía Steve Haskins que es una historia, un cuento de hadas, una historia de Cenicienta, un ejemplar que se ha ganado el cariño del público. Él ha visto pasar muchos buenos ejemplares y muchos sueños, que como el que tuvo Steve Coburn. Le preguntamos si el sueño de Steve Coburn finalmente se haría realidad, ya que Steve Coburn soñó con un caballo de 4 patas blancas que ganaría la Triple Corona, y nos decía Steve que él ha visto muchos ejemplares, que es una carrera muy difícil y que él espera que finalmente pueda ese sueño convertirse en realidad, y que la gente, bueno, un caballo que tiene Twitter, tiene páginas web, el problema con el Nasal Strip, que ya por fin fue aprobado. Recuerden que esta información llega a ustedes en nombre de Arasurama, excelencia en la cría del pura sangre de carreras. Don't you remember California Chrome has the same story, just like the Cañonero, the second story, an underdog story, a really cheap horse that could win the Triple Crown?
Yeah, well, that's what everybody loves. Everybody loves, like I said, the fairy tale, the rags to riches story. I don't think anything will ever top Cañonero. I mean, that was the ultimate rags to riches story. Because you have to remember one thing, this horse, California Chrome, is a homebred, and he does have a lot of interesting pedigree farther back. So he is actually a lot more well-bred than people think. But you look at a horse like Cañonero, and his pedigree is obscure. People didn't know much about his sire or his dam. He went for dirt cheap. He had physical problems. He had all kinds of internal problems and worms and all kinds of things wrong with him. So the fact that he came from another country and had such a hard trip getting there, and everybody made fun of him when he got here, the way he looked and the way he was trained by Juan Arias, that to me was the ultimate fairy tale story. But this is pretty close. This is an incredible story, but because the owners are working people, they're not your typical big millionaires. So I think, all things considered, this is about as close. This and Smarty Jones are the two closest I could say to Cañonero.
Ok, nos decía Steve Coburn que a diferencia de Cañonero, una historia muy similar, pero el ejemplar California Chrome, bueno, tiene pedigrí, a pesar de haber sido un caballo homebred criado en la familia. Cañonero, por su parte, tuvo que, viajar de otro país, un caballo que nadie conocía, un pedigrí que no llama mucho la atención, un caballo con problemas, y que él espera que California Chrome pueda finalmente completar la hazaña. Recuerden que esta información llega a ustedes en nombre de su nuevo centro deportivo Mix Match, Avenida Veracruz, edificio Tamaca, en Las Mercedes.
Steve, you have a good memory.
A good memory. I'm trying to remember everything you said.
Right.
Steve, it's a great pleasure to talk to you.
Same here.
Again, we hope to see you sometime in Venezuela, the place where Ramon Dominguez, Castellano, a lot of jockeys come from.
Yeah, well, it's always been a great horse racing country, so, hopefully it'll continue on an upswing, and a lot more horses will come here from Venezuela.
We are working on that. Maybe not only jockeys and trainers, maybe we can bring here a good horse.
Yeah, well, listen, as we know, they can come from anywhere at any time, so you never know.
Yes. Nos decía Steve Haskins que, bueno, él espera algún día visitar Venezuela. Le decíamos que es el lugar donde han salido grandes jinetes como Javier Castellano, Ramón Domínguez, Eibar Coa, y que probablemente, bueno, podamos tener un buen caballo para los Estados Unidos. Información que llega a ustedes en nombre de su centro hípico Mixmax, Avenida Veracruz, Edificio Tamaca en Las Mercedes. Steve, nice to talk to you. I hope to see you in Venezuela sometime. Continuamos con más de Gaceta Hípica y nuestros compañeros.